The Toronto Blue Jays are winning games, but behind the scenes, a storm is brewing. With key players on the verge of returning, Toronto is being forced into a decision that could shake up the entire roster. Two productive bats, no room to keep both, and no easy way out. Who stays, who goes, and could this decision come back to haunt the Blue Jays? The Toronto Blue Jays are heading into a crucial stretch of the season, but instead of clarity, they're facing one of the toughest roster dilemmas imaginable. As injured players near their return, the organization is being forced into what many are calling an impossible decision, one that could significantly impact the team's depth, flexibility, and future. At the center of the debate are Eloy Jiménez and Lenyn Sosa, two players who have made strong early impressions but now find themselves fighting for limited roster space. With George Springer and Addison Barger expected to return soon, the Blue Jays simply won't have enough room to keep everyone, and that's where the problem begins. Injuries earlier in the season gave Toronto the flexibility to experiment. Players like Jiménez and Sosa were given opportunities to step in and prove their value, and for the most part, they've delivered. But as the roster gets healthier, those temporary opportunities are turning into permanent questions. Jiménez, in particular, has been impossible to ignore. In a limited sample size, he has been on fire at the plate, posting eye-popping numbers and delivering consistent offense. His bat has been one of the most productive in the lineup, forcing fans and analysts alike to reconsider his long-term role with the team. However, there's a major complication: he's out of minor league options. That means the Blue Jays cannot simply send him down to AAA when Springer returns. If they decide to remove him from the roster, they would have to designate him for assignment, exposing him to waivers where another team would almost certainly claim him. In other words, if the Blue Jays let him go, they likely lose him for nothing. That's a massive risk. On the other side is Lenyn Sosa, a recent acquisition who brings a different kind of value. While his offensive numbers haven't been as explosive as Jiménez's, Sosa offers something equally important: defensive versatility. He can play infield positions, giving the Blue Jays flexibility in late-game situations and lineup construction. That versatility could be the deciding factor. In today's game, roster flexibility is critical. Managers rely heavily on players who can fill multiple roles, especially over the course of a long season filled with injuries and fatigue. Sosa fits that mold, while Jiménez is more limited defensively, primarily serving as a designated hitter. And that creates a logjam. The Blue Jays already have established players who occupy key roles, and once Springer returns to the outfield, the designated hitter spot becomes even more crowded. Carrying multiple players who can't contribute defensively is rarely sustainable, especially for a team trying to stay competitive. Still, the decision isn't as simple as choosing versatility over offense. Jiménez's production has sparked strong reactions from fans, many of whom believe he has earned a permanent spot on the roster. Social media discussions and fan forums are filled with debates about whether the team can justify letting go of one of their hottest hitters. Even former players have weighed in. Kevin Pillar recently suggested that strong performance should matter most, emphasizing that players who produce deserve to stay. That perspective only adds more pressure on the front office as they weigh their options. Meanwhile, other names are being pulled into the conversation. Players like Davis Schneider and Nathan Lukes have also been mentioned as potential roster casualties, though both appear to have more secure roles for now. Schneider, in particular, brings versatility and solid underlying metrics, making him a valuable piece of the roster puzzle. That leaves the Blue Jays with a difficult reality. They must choose between a red-hot bat and a versatile defender, knowing that either decision comes with consequences. Letting Jiménez go could mean losing a player who is finally finding his rhythm. Letting Sosa go could mean sacrificing depth and flexibility that may be crucial later in the season. There's also the timing to consider. Springer's return is imminent, and once he's back in the lineup, the pressure to make a move will intensify. The team may try to delay the decision as long as possible, continuing to give Jiménez opportunities while he remains hot. But eventually they will have no choice. And when that moment comes, it won't be easy. Beyond the roster dilemma, the Blue Jays are preparing for an important series against the Cleveland Guardians, a matchup that could help define their early season momentum. With pitching matchups set and expectations rising, the team must stay focused on winning games, even as major decisions loom in the background. At the same time, another storyline continues to develop: the closer role. After recent bullpen struggles, fans are closely watching how the team handles late-game situations. With a day off providing some reset time, the next save opportunity could reveal a lot about the team's direction moving forward. For now, All eyes remain on the roster situation. This isn't just a routine transaction. It's a decision that reflects the Blue Jays' priorities, their strategy, and their willingness to take risks. Do they reward current performance, or do they prioritize long-term flexibility? Do they hold on to a hot bat, or trust the structure of their roster? There are no easy answers. What's clear is that the Blue Jays are entering a defining moment in their season. As players return, roles will change, opportunities will shrink, and tough calls will have to be made. And when that decision finally comes, it could shape the trajectory of the team for weeks, or even months, to come.